Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Olivia and today we are going to be doing this glossy cut crease date night kind of makeup moment. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to my channel. If you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I also want to remind you guys to hit that bell notification down below so that way you are notified every single time I upload a new video at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to see how I got this makeup look today, keep on watching. Okay, we have iced coffee. So fresh. Today we are going to be doing a date night look. I would like to dedicate this video to one of my friends, Joan, who suggested this video. So thank you so much, Joan. Hi, thank you for watching. Today I think I'm going to use the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So like that's just kind of the look we're going for, like a soft glam, really pretty date night, evening, smoky eye look. Okay, I already have like most of my eyebrow on. I soaped them down and then I filled them in with pencil. I already have my skincare done and I already have my SPF on. Very important, do not forget your SPF. And I've already primed my face. So for a primer today, I used the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I just put that like in my T-zone and then right in this area where I'm a little bit more porous, if you will. And I did a little bit right on my forehead too because I tend to crease there. So I feel like that just kind of smooths that area out for me. We're gonna start with eyeshadow because I always start with eyeshadow. All right, I am going to prime my eyelids. I am just using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Lids are primed and concealed. You can see very few veins on my veiny ass eyelids. We are going to use the Soft Glam palette today. Here she is. This is a nice everyday palette. I mean, it's totally neutral. The quality of these eyeshadows is awesome. I mean, you have a ton of mattes in here, some really pretty shimmers, but they're not like metallic shimmers, you know? I mean, they're shimmery, but they're not like chunky glitter shimmer. They're just like really pretty shimmer. And I mean, you have like a black in here that's awesome. This cream shade up here is bomb. And then just like everything in between. Like this is a really good eyeshadow palette. I'm going to start off with a little bit of the burnt orange shade. And I'm going to take that on this Morphe M441 brush. It's just a fluffy blending brush. And we are going to dip into that. So I just tap my brush off a little bit. So I'm going in with that burnt orange shade and I'm going to do that as my transition shade. So it's going to go from my crease and I'm going to blend that up from the crease a little bit. I'm going to start by packing the eyeshadow into the crease and I'm going to blend up from there. In my opinion, it's always easier to kind of pack your shadow a little bit lower than where you want it and then blend it out. And just kind of get that shape that you want first. I have a hard time with my eyes sometimes getting like the same shape on them because I feel like my eyes are different shapes. So if I'm able to kind of stamp out my shape first before I start blending, that just makes it a little bit easier for me to get my eyes looking a little bit more even, if you will. I did not set this concealer either. Okay, I have my color kind of stamped out where I want it to be. And I'm just gonna take this same brush, I'm just gonna wipe it off a little bit on a washcloth. Okay, so I wiped that brush off and now I'm gonna go in and just start blending that color. I don't have any additional pigment on my brush. I'm just going to go in and start doing nice loose windshield wiper and circular motions over that color. And we're gonna start blending it up onto the eye. And you could really do a look like this obviously with any eyeshadow you want. I mean, this is going to be a neutral smoky eye. That's nothing too cutting edge, if you will, but I will say the quality of these Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows is just unbeatable in my opinion. I love the formula of their eyeshadows. So you can see, I mean, how much I blended this side up compared to this side where I still just have that eyeshadow stamped in my crease area. It really just kind of blows it out. And then before I move on to this side, I'm gonna take that brush and I'm gonna wipe it off again. All right, I have that color blown out all the way from my crease almost up to my brow bone. We really smoked that one out. And I think that this color is so pretty. Next, I think I'm going to dip into this shade Rustic right here. So that's kind of like the medium neutral. Well, it's still a little warm, but it's like a medium brown in the palette. It's not quite as warm as like Sienna is though, but it's still warm brown. And I'm going to take that on this little brush right here. This is a Bliss brush. I don't think that they make brushes anymore. This is just their crease brush though. So it's just like a really little crease brush, like I guess comparing it to the Morphe M441. You can see it's quite a bit smaller. This little brush is really good for getting into your crease area, and it's nice. It's a little dense, but it's still fluffy, so you can still blend colors with it. So I'm going to take this brush and the shade Rustic, and I'm going to start stamping that into my outer corner and also my crease. I think we're gonna do a cut crease today because I never do those. And again, I'm stamping that color lower than where I want it to be because when we blend it, it's gonna go, we're gonna blend out. And I'm stamping this almost like right on the edge of my crease and my lid. So I mean, a lot of pigment is actually going on the lid right now, but we're just gonna cut that out later, so it doesn't really matter. I have my color stamped on this eye, and then I'm going to go ahead on this eye and stamp that color on first before I start blending, just so I make sure that I have my shapes even. Those are pretty even for the most part. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the transition color. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna wipe that off so I don't really have much additional pigment on it. And I'm going to start blending. And we're doing the same thing, just really soft and light windshield wiper motions. And we're doing light circular motions just on the edge of that, just so we can start blending that pigment up and making a soft gradient into the transition shade. And since we are going to do a cut crease today, I am blending this up just a little bit higher than I normally would because I'm going to try to make my lids look a little bit bigger with that cut crease. And now working on the outer corner, just softly wiggling that. And since we are doing our eyeshadow first, we are able to kind of be a little bit sloppy with the outer edge of your eyeshadow because we're going to be able to like sharpen that up with our foundation and concealer. Or if you prefer, you could even take a makeup wipe and like really clean that up. So again, this is this eye compared to this eye, which we haven't blended yet. And I'm also going to wipe this brush off again before I start blending this other eye. All right, I'm done blending that crease color out. Next, I'm going to go back into that Morphe M441, and I'm just going to take the slightest itty bittiest bit of that burnt orange color, and I'm just going to run back over the edges of that transition color just to make sure that is all blended and that color is still showing through on the eyes. But you want to only really work on the edges of that color, because if you start going too low back into like where you were blending that crease color out, that's when things can kind of start to get muddy on the eyes. But just working along the edges here, that's going to create that nice gradient for us. Just kind of smooth everything out like that. Next, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use this same crease brush that I was using in the crease, this Bliss brush, And I am going to wipe that brush off really good. I am going to take this Cypress Umber color and I'm going to work that on only the outer area of the eye. So I'm gonna pack it on again and I'm gonna blend it out with the same brush, the same way we've been doing through this whole eye look. We just really wanna kind of deepen that outer edge. It's going to make more of an impact when we cut the crease and do like a brighter color. So we are just packing that color on. All right, we have that color stamped all out now. And we're gonna do the same thing that we've been doing. Wipe the brush off and start to blend. And again, this color is getting pulled down like a little low here, but that's okay because we are gonna clean it up. So it's gonna go more up. But I personally would rather bring my color like too far out and too low on my eye and then just clean it up rather than not have things like blown out enough. Okay, we have the outer corners blended out and I again am going to I'm actually gonna take a different brush. I'm just gonna take this little blending brush right here. This is a BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. This is from the Rose Quartz collection, I believe. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lightly tap into that rustic shade, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the transition color, and I'm just going to lightly blend along those edges with that brush. I know this seems like a lot of eyeshadow blending, but that's because it is. I just feel like if you're not gonna take the time to blend your eyeshadow out, like don't even bother doing it. And like, that's not shade. I'm not trying to be shady, but, and again, we're just doing the edges because we're not trying to get anything to look muddy. That is the last thing that we want. And then I, again, am going to go back with that Morphe M441 and the ittiest bit of burnt orange. Lots of layering. We are doing lots of layering. I love these colors. So now we're going to do the most stressful part of all of this, and we are going to cut the crease. We're going to take this little BH brush. This one is a BH Cosmetics number 9 brush. I don't know what this brush is for. It's like a little thin packer brush and it almost has a little point on it. So we are going to cake that with concealer to cut my crease. You can use like an eyeshadow primer or something like the P. Louise base would be good, or the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. You need something that has pigment to it because we're actually going to like erase this eyeshadow right here basically. Or you can use a concealer. Tarte Shape Tape works really good. The e.l.f. Camo Concealer is a good one. I think today I'm going to use the Colourpop concealer. So I just globbed a little bit of that on my hand. Do some breathing exercises, just really like concentrate. I mean, this is, cutting the crease is like real stressful to me. So I'm just coating my brush like fully and I'm going to start to draw my crease out. And I'm going to look up. Hopefully some of that, yep, will transfer. And it's kind of important to look straight ahead when you're doing this. I'm going to like get all up in here for a second, so hold on. So I have a good like 2/3 of my lid cut. And I've actually gone a little bit above the crease, so that way when I actually look forward, you can still see like the whole cut crease. I am now going to attempt to replicate that on the other side and I will be right back. Those are about as even as they're gonna get, okay? Next, I'm going to take this little packer brush. This is one of the brushes that comes in the ABH palettes. I actually really like these brushes, they're nice. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Bronze in this palette. It's this really pretty gold color. I'm just going to put that all over the lid where we cut the crease out. I'm gonna go back to the Anastasia Beverly Hills packer, but I'm gonna wet that one. We have the lids covered with that bronze color, all where we cut that crease. I think I'll use this little blender guy here, and I'm gonna dip back into Cypress Umber, that darkest brown that we were using, and I'm gonna blend that into the edges of this cut crease here. So just kind of blending along that edge there. I just kind of blended that in a little bit. I think I'm gonna do the fairy color, and I'm going to pack that kind of on the inner corner here. And I think I'm just gonna use my finger. So we're just gonna brighten that area up a little bit. This is so pretty. Now I'm going to take a little bit of eyeliner and I'm just gonna line across my top lash line. I'm just using the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper and just kind of stamping that across the eye line here. I'm gonna take this little angled brush. This is a Bliss eyeliner brush, but it's just a little flat angled brush. Any flat angled brush will do. I'm gonna dip into the Noir shade in the palette. I'm gonna take that and I'm going to stamp that along that eyeliner and just kind of smudge it out. Okay, so the camera cut me off before I could finish. While I was off camera, I just finished up the eyeliner really quick, and then I did a coat of mascara. I put on lashes, and these eyelashes are huge, but I love how fluffy they are. They are just from Amazon. They were super cheap. So next I'm going to do foundation. For foundation, I think I'm going to mix the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation, and I think I'm going to mix that with the NARS Natural Radiant Long Wear foundation. This foundation is like more of a satin finish, but it's super, super long wearing. This foundation's a little bit dewier, so I want like a dewy look to the skin, but I want it to last too because it's a date night. We don't know what kind of activities we're gonna be getting into. You know, I don't know what we're doing on our date night, okay? So we gotta be prepared for anything, and we need a long wearing foundation. I just have it on my hand. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit with this sponge. Like I said, I already have skincare done, primer on, and we are going to go in here with our foundation. Next, I am going to, I think I'm gonna use the Born This Way concealer under my eyes a little bit. Do a little dab-a-do of that. I'm not sure why my neighbors thought that right now would be an appropriate time to weed whack, but that's okay. Now that I have a full mask of foundation and concealer on, I'm going to take my Maybelline loose setting powder. This is just the e.l.f. small tapered brush, and we are just going to very, very lightly set the under eye area. We're gonna finish the eyes. I'm going to start off by taking the Flower Beauty eyeliner. This is a brown gel eyeliner. I am going to line my waterline with that, and I'm going to smudge it into the lower lash line as well. I'm going to grab that BH number 7 brush again, and I've wiped it off, and I'm going to dip into the shade Burnt Orange in this palette. And I am going to start blending that out. And you guys know I like to take my eyeshadow pretty low, like apple bottom jeans low on my lower lash line. If you don't like that look, you don't have to bring your eyeshadow down that low. So we have that blended out, and I'm gonna grab that little pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into the Rustic shade and get that a little bit closer to our lash line here. Perfect. I'm going to use the waterproof Monsieur Big on my lower lash line. We are going to take this big fluffy brush. This is from the Jeffree Star X Morphe collection, and this is the JS2 brush. I'm going to take the Kylie Cosmetics bronzer, and this is in the shade Khaki. It is the lightest shade that they make, and we are going to bronze face. I'm not doing anything like too crazy here, just doing more of, oh my god, just doing more of like a bronzing kind of moment. Light contouring, light bronzing, all in one, you know? Oh my god, this memory card is also about to end on me here. Honestly, just give me a thumbs up on this video because I had to edit it. So thank you. Thank you, please. I'm just gonna take this little eyeshadow brush here and I'm just gonna add a little bit of color along the side of my nose. I apologize for all of this weed whacking, my goodness. Okay, so just a light contour. I'm going to take my damp sponge and we are going to get into our highlighter here. This is the Colourpop Flexitarian highlighter. Obviously my ride or die. My camera died, which was fantastic. So while I was patiently waiting for my camera to recharge, I finished doing my highlighter and I put on a little bit of blush. Today I'm wearing the Malani Baked Powder Blush in the shade Luminoso. Really pretty, glowy, kind of peachy blush. I also wiped off my bake. We are going to set our face really quickly. We are going to use the Cut-Crease Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray because I would just bathe in this if I could. Oh my god. I was like, yay, they stopped. Yeah, I shut my door. That helped almost none, so. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. I like to do the Cut-Crease one to add some extra glow to my skin, and then I do the Morphe one to add like some longevity to my makeup. Let's do our lips really quick and we will be all done. I'm gonna do a nude lip, you know, smoky eye and a nude lip. Never been done before. Some cutting edge shit happening on my channel. You should subscribe just for that. So I'm gonna use this Rimmel lip liner in the shade Tiramisu. This is one of my favorite nudes. And we're going to line the lip and we're gonna overline a little bit, just like a slight overline. And I'm gonna fill most of the lip in with my lip liner as well. Next, I'm going to put on a little bit of this Rimmel lipstick. This is in the shade 45. Doesn't have a name, but this is one of the shades from the Kate Moss range. And I'm just gonna put that in kind of like the center of my lips. I'm going to pop on this NYX Filler Instinct Plumping Polished Lip Gloss, and this is a new color that I got. This is in the shade Brunch Drunk. It looks like a little peachy, a little bit more on like the golden side. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Just a little bit of lip gloss. Make everything look nice and plump. All right, there we go. So this is the finished look. Like I said, just something like super smoky, sexy, sparkly, neutral, goes with like any outfit pretty much, you know? I love it. I have not done like a dramatic cut crease in a minute and I'm loving it. You are gonna be getting lots of action on your date night if you know what I'm talking about, okay? You and your lover, he's gonna be feeling this. He's gonna be like, damn girl, I'm living the fantasy right now, okay? Just like, yes. Okay, that was it for the look today, guys. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more date night full makeup tutorials like this. I love sitting down and just like doing something a little bit more creative. That feels really good. So if you guys have any other kind of looks or like themed ideas that you want me to do, let me know in the comments down below and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.